Such a lovely tale.
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One N.A. member FDIC.
It's glitz and glamour at Four Winds South Bend's Ribbontown Event Center. A New Year's Eve party to remember. Enjoy live entertainment featuring Naughty, party favors, appetizers, and a cash bar. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com.
It happens every holiday. Food comas, naps, piles of wrapping paper. Then Cousin John rolls in with holiday scratch-offs from the Hoosier Lottery. And just like that, the holiday fun is back in play. Hoosier Lottery, champions of play. Gift responsibly.
Hook her up this holiday season, shopping for her dream engagement ring or a beautiful piece of jewelry. See my friends at Moyer Fine Jewelers in Carmel, the city's best selection of fine jewelry. Tell them JMV sent you.
The Ride with JMV.
It's not like IU and the program. Scott Dolson and Kurt Signetti just didn't trip into something great here. Oh, all of a sudden we kind of fell into greatness. It's not like somebody, you're getting this inheritance. I mean, Kurt Signetti, his inheritance was crap water for decades. This is the greatest coaching job we have ever seen.
The Ride with JMV.
Weekdays 3 to 6.
On 93.5 and 107.5. The Fan. Query and Company. On 93.5 and 107.5. The Fan.
2 through 9, 1070. If you would like to join the conversation, I am genuinely curious whether or not people are wanting to see Phillip Rivers for the remainder. I thought again yesterday, you cannot complain with what Rivers did in going out there and playing was impressive for certain. But at the same time, if that's the ceiling in terms of the level of how much you can open up the playbook, if that's the ceiling, then do you not just stick with Riley Leonard? Because at least he has escapability, number one, and then number two, but I get it. If you feel that Rivers gives you a better chance to win the game, but does he? Because the game plan, I thought the playbook was pretty vanilla. So yesterday I asked the question, tell me in 14 words or fewer, your thoughts on the Colts 2025 season through 14 games. Tim says, if the Colts are winning, enjoy it while you can. It won't last long. Okay. Tyrone, fun, then disappointing. So far, thanks defense. Hey, Jake, Colts rely on unreliable quarterbacks, and a fool's gold start returns to reality. This from Scott, which I think a lot of people probably agree with. Santa Claus is coming to town, and IU football is in the college football playoff. Rejoice. Now, Sean, who is the brother of What's Happening Todd. So optimism runs amok within the Hall family. Sean sends me, no one cares now. You can Christmas shop. Thanks. Wow. They're still mathematically in it. And you've got 2 of 3 heading down the stretch with the 2 teams that they're right behind. And as I mentioned earlier, though, it's pretty remarkable that what Jacksonville's done, I mean, no one talks about it. But here's Jacksonville at 10-4. I mean, that literally, like objects in rearview mirror have blown past you, not just larger than they appear. This from Blaine. The scheme is sound. Players are talented. Injuries have been killer. Eyes on the ahead. Old man Rivers, still a better option than Richardson. I love this from Colts coverage. 14 words or fewer. I got to count how many there are here. 3, 6, 8, 9, 10, 14 exactly. This is perfect. Roses are red, violets are blue. We've seen this before, and so have you. Okay. There needs to be a change for the better, says Jeff, in 2026. About what I expected before the season. Wish they didn't get my hopes up, says Scott. Earl points this out. Everyone needs to be fired. 7-1, missing the playoffs. Unacceptable. I get it, but you have to factor in the injuries. You do have to factor in, do you not, the injuries, right? I mean, when Daniel Jones, and yes, I think there might have been a little bit of fool's gold with Daniel Jones as well in the beginning, because it was like, oh my gosh, MVP. And then the injury, what the injury to Daniel Jones kind of overshadows is the fact that we were starting to see a little bit of who Daniel Jones has been in the past. Terry at 239-1070. Terry, what's up?
Hey, Jake. Yeah, I saw exactly what I thought I'd see yesterday, and I thought I'd see a 44-year-old Phillip Rivers, who I love, do the best he could, which I knew, and I don't know why Shane Steichen didn't know, would not be good enough to win an NFL game. I believe that was one of the lowest yardage totals for a total offense in a decade. They definitely, if Riley was even remotely possible, he should have started. Rivers should have been a backup. They should have looked for someone else before Rivers. Wasn't playing football. Anybody. That was a big mistake. They cannot go with him again. He's a nice guy. I love Rivers. He shouldn't be on the field with that team. He held the team back, and it was a big mistake. And I put it on Steichen, not Rivers.
Okay, so you would not – let me ask you this, Terry, because I think you and I are on the same page here. If Shane Steichen calls you right now and says, Terry, I've got healthy Phillip Rivers, I've got healthy Riley Leonard, I've got back to practicing Anthony Richardson, rank for me in priority Terry's wish list of where they should turn at quarterback. 1 through 3, go.
Riley is first. What's the guy, the second guy? I'm sorry, who's hurt with the facial thing? Anthony. Anthony's second. He can run the ball. He can do a few things. And Phillip third. Again, nothing wrong with Phillip. Riley looked really good when he played that game the other. Surprised how calm he was. He's got a good arm. He knew where people were going. But Phillip can't throw it 15 yards on a dime.
That's the problem.
He can't do it.
Terry, listen, yeah. I thought, and I appreciate the call, if you were to analyze Rivers versus Leonard and take the past out of the equation, in 2025 right now in December, 10 days before Christmas, and you got to analyze and weigh out Phillip Rivers and Riley Leonard. The reality is this. And I thought Rivers yesterday, yes, he's a cerebral guy. It's a great story. And trust me, the touchdown pass, the back shoulder pass to Alec Pierce, he had his moments for certain. But if all things are given equal, in my opinion, the tie has to go to the one that has viable future with you. And Riley Leonard, Riley Leonard is never – if Riley Leonard is the Colts' starting quarterback of the future, then they are in real trouble. But if he's going to be your Sam Ehlinger or your emergency quarterback or your bailout quarterback moving forward, then you may as well go with him now, because if Phillip Rivers throws a Hail Mary, which, by the way, a Hail Mary for Phillip Rivers at this point is like 12 yards, but if he throws a Hail Mary for them, literally or figuratively speaking, and they get into the playoffs, does anybody really think they're going to make noise? I get that the Colts brass has to think that. I get it. But in reality, I look at it and I go, you know what? You may as well, if you're going to have to go vanilla, and if you're going to have to utilize Jonathan Taylor, at the very least, have a quarterback that has maneuverability in the pocket to keep a defense softer against Taylor. Because with Rivers there, they basically said, let's buy one, get one. We're just going to load everybody up from 8 yards to the line, stack it. That way we can keep an eye on Taylor and Rivers can't throw over us. And I'm not saying Leonard can throw over you, but he at least can get around you with his legs. And that's the difference. You might as well go with the one that gives you a little bit more flexibility. Ken, what's up?
Hey, how you doing? I'm going to go off of the quarterback situation for a minute.
Okay.
I think it all has to stem with, and I'm not a lifelong Colts fan. I'm not being negative, but as long as Greg Ballard is in charge. Chris Ballard, I mean, sorry.
No, understandable.
Chris
I get
Ballard
it.
is in charge. We're not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere. And Shane is too soft of a coach. And I think the conditioning of the players, they don't condition like they used to, I think is why we're seeing so many injuries. And it's sad. That's just my opinion, but Chris Ballard needs to go. I'm not sure what we need to do with Shane, whether we keep him or toughen him up, but it's just too soft.
I think this, and I appreciate the call, Ken. From an injury standpoint, league-wide, I mean, that discussion will be, and we've had a bunch, right? I mean, is it lack of conditioning, lack of training? There are a million things you can look at. The part of it being players are bigger, stronger, faster, collision, not contact sport, more so than 40 years ago. I get it. I've also wondered with injuries whether or not it's the fact that we now have the ability to diagnose more so than we did 30 years ago. 30 years ago, were guys playing with a fracture in their fibula, but we just didn't know it? A calf strain, but we just didn't know. I don't know. I mean, Ralph Reef, when we have him on next, will be able to answer that for me. How much the advance has allowed us to be more aware of things and thus more preventative. But the part about Chris Ballard, I do think that Chris Ballard will be back. I do think probably for two reasons. Number one, I think that Carly Ursay-Gordon, when you are a new owner, and I know that she's been around it and involved, but in terms of the buck stopping with her, that's a new thing this year, right? And I think when that happens, you do want to lean into familiarity. And Chris Ballard is familiarity. And you could also very astutely make the point, if you wanted to, there would be plenty of evidence if this was high school debate class and you were assigned the assignment of debate why Chris Ballard should return. There is plenty of evidence you can point to that this year, we forget, through 8 weeks, people were talking about how it was one of the best rosters in the NFL, the most balanced, this incredibly explosive offense and a defense that was, with Lou Anarumo, was pushing all the right buttons. And the only difference between that time and now, to a large extent, is injuries. DeForest Buckner, Daniel Jones, goes without saying, right? Braden Smith now. You have players across the board that have been out, and those, and Daniel Jones is a big one. Now, with all of that said, I certainly understand that the push in, and the one thing that, if there's one thing that you want to be truly, that 5 years from now we'll look back on in 2025 and say was an egregious error on the part of Chris Ballard. And by the way, Ken, no harm at all on the Greg Ballard, Chris Ballard Freudian slip. Greg Ballard being a mayor here for a number of years in a prominent part of the city. It's totally understandable and an easy thing to do. But if there's one thing that you will pinpoint or look back on potentially in the future with Chris Ballard, in my opinion, it is the possibility that getting too aggressive on that Sauce Gardner move is what really is going to hurt him. Because when you were watching that game, as I was yesterday, and I'm thinking, oh, wow, they might have found something here with Phillip Rivers. Look at this. And then as Seattle started to kind of figure things out over the course of the game, then you're thinking to yourself, so if they lose this, then what? They're probably out of the playoffs. They're not mathematically out, but they're probably symbolically out. Okay, well then, I don't know. Are they better not making the playoffs because it's a better draft pick? And you keep forgetting that. 2 first-round picks, 2 of them. 2 for a corner. 2 first-round picks for a corner. To me, it feels like if the Pacers had traded 2 first-rounders for a power forward. It's just like, they're important to have. They're good to have. But did they get too aggressive? That right there is the one thing. I don't think I should cost Chris Ballard his job. But I do think it's something that we're going to look back on and say that it was of significance. JMV's in studio. I saw him walking around. We'll do the Love Heating and Air crossover, brought to you by love-hvac.com. Love Heating and Air, 317-353-2141. We'll find out what John's got cooking and his thoughts on the weekend briefly to preview what he has upcoming, and we'll do it next.
Tavern Tour 25, brought to you by Evan Williams, continues this Thursday at Coach's Tavern. Join JMV Thursday from 3 to 6 p.m. Great food and Evan Williams at Coach's Tavern.
Welcome to Wawa. We're open 24/7, so when the sun goes down but everyone's still up, Wawa has your late-night fuel. Headed to a hangout? Stop in for snacks and sodas. Binge your favorite shows with burgers and hoagies. Gather around the table with garlic knots and a cheesy Wawa pizza. Or just chill on the couch with fries and whatever milkshake sounds good. Your night just got a whole lot tastier. Freshly made burgers, pizza, and so much more. When you got a late night craving, you got a Wawa. Price and participation may vary by store.
Hellsberg gifts checked off the list. Now, time for wrapping. Earrings for mom. A gold bracelet to match the rings Danielle wears every day. And for Dad, a new watch, because we all know he needs one. All right, this is going to be a good one.
Our favorite things for your favorite people. Shop in store at Hellsberg.com for up to 50% off.
Hey, Colts fans, Crown Royal is a proud partner of the Indianapolis Colts, and this season it's not game day without the generous spirit of Crown Royal. Whether you're at the tailgate, in the stands, or watching from home, Crown Royal is the reason and the reward for coming together. Grab a glass with the Crown Royal rig at a stadium near you, because we'll be sharing the generous spirit with fans across the country. Crown Royal, fueling game day with a generous spirit. Visit www.crownroyal.com/Royal Rig for more on the Crown Royal Rig Tour. Please drink responsibly.
Hey, JV here for WeGrowHairIndy.com. My friend Darren Andrews awaits your call at 317-522-2995 or WeGrowHairIndy.com today. So I have been a We Grow Hair Indy member for the better part of 9 years, and so glad I did because I had that classic Costanza horseshoe design setting in, and frankly, I wanted my real hair back and knew that it was leaving, vacating the premises. But Darren Andrews said, hey, we can help you out here with either multi-unit hair grafting or artist robotic FUE. Whatever you need, we shall do to get your real growing hair back again. That's exactly what happened. And all I did was make that call to Darren Andrews at 317-522-2995, WeGrowHairIndy.com. Don't wait. Do it now. That's 317-522-2995. Be just like me, JMV, and get your free evaluation and get your hair back today. WeGrowHairIndy.com.
Family-owned Cynthia's Hallmark has gifts for everybody on your list this holiday season. One of the big sellers, the new DC UK Company ducks. These charming hand-carved bamboo root ducks with cute outfits and sweet names have been flying off the shelves. And while you're finding the perfect gift, check out the newest treasures from the Jim Shore collection. The snowman with the cardinal, absolutely heart-melting. And the Jim Shore Grinch sewing his Santa suit, with Max supervising, of course, is an instant favorite. Speaking of the Grinch, Cynthia's in Greenfield and on Allisonville Road carry the entire Grinch Light Up Village by Department 56. And yes, they also have the full Christmas Vacation Light Up Village for all you Clark Griswold fans. The beauty of willow tree figurines and ornaments are so personal and make such a memorable gift. Planning holiday parties? Don't forget my favorite, the easy-to-make award-winning Wind and Willow dips and cheese ball mixes. Your guests are going to love them. Shop family-owned Cynthia's Hallmark this holiday season. 116th and Allisonville Road, 96th and Lantern Road, 116th and Brook School Road, and in Greenfield.
With Wawa's Rewards program, you can rack up points on the items you buy every day, even fuel. Boost your totals with a breakfast sizzly. Score points with your morning coffee. With Wawa Rewards, points put the power in your hands. You can choose to redeem them for what you love most, like an iced latte for an extra pick-me-up or your lunchtime hoagie. Download the Wawa app today. When you gotta get rewarded, you gotta Wawa. Fuel rewards not available in New Jersey or were legally prohibited. See full details at wawarewards.com. Price and participation may vary by store.
FIFA World Cup 2026 is coming soon, but your opportunity to be there starts now through an exclusive offer with an eligible Bank of America Visa credit card. For a limited time, become a new customized cash rewards or unlimited cash rewards Visa credit card holder, and you will be eligible for a chance to purchase FIFA World Cup 2026 tickets. Learn more at BofA.com/cardFWC26. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be the official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Bank of America N.A. in partnership with Visa. Terms apply. Rights reserved.
Do you own a small business? You need to hear this. A seismic shift is coming. It's time to get super sure. Not kind of sure, not pretty sure, but super sure. Coming soon.
The Butler Bulldogs hit the road to take on the Connecticut Huskies. Tomorrow night at 8 on 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
Query and Company on 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
Speaking of, I'm a Cowboy, by the way. How about the Cowboys last night? I'm not saying Dallas is any good, but I did not think that they would allow Minnesota a 34 spot on them. We do have, by the way, Kurt Gerald's, if you could please, the breaking news sounder from West 56th Street and the Colts complex. No surprise, but Shane Steichen making it official. Phillip Rivers will start Monday night against the San Francisco 49ers. Also, if you are just joining us on the program, which likely you are because JMV's here now, Anthony Richardson has been medically cleared to resume practice with the Colts. JMV is here. It's the crossover brought to you by Love Heating and Air, love-hvac.com, 317-353-2141. John, I was in Milwaukee on Saturday and the first half of Sunday.
Yeah.
Went to the, as I always do each time that I'm up there, in the Pabst Brewery. We were in the gift shop, and I think actually Shannon, it was more, she wanted me to buy this for you. Now, I don't even know if this is, I just know that you have a T-shirt from this.
Yeah.
I don't remember this particular character.
Yeah.
But they had magnets for sale, and I figured on your fridge you might as well use a magnet. There you go.
Oh, I remember it. Home of the Sky Blue Waters. Hams. I think Hams is originally from Minnesota, is it not? Minnesota?
Is it? It's got to be part of the Pabst family, right? Because they have everything they have up there.
So, yeah. I love
Pabst
this.
stuff.
That's absolutely going on. Thank you very much.
I don't even know. It's the Hams Bear, and it just says, "Have a very nice day."
That is
right?
Outstanding. When's the last time you had a Hams, Jake?
Boy, it had to be college, right?
Yeah.
I think it had to be college.
How many calories would you guess are in a Hams 12-ounce beer?
Okay. I will guess. I think a typical beer is probably, I'll say 160 in a 12-ounce Hams beer. 160 is a guess.
Let's see here, Jake. 142 calories approximately in a 12-ounce Hams beer.
How much? What kind of laxative? Right?
It may come out quicker than it goes down.
Okay, yesterday, Phillip Rivers, again, you probably heard what I was saying.
Yeah.
John, I get it, and I will give him credit. But at the same time, I just thought that as the game went on, Seattle was obviously very aware of his limitation, and as a result of that, they had to vanilla it down to the point where you wonder how they're going to eke out anything in these last three, right?
Well, think about San Francisco just chomping at the bit on Monday night, and anybody out there that felt that he was going to come back and get benched after one game, what were you thinking? I got so much of that last night. Well, you can't do this. You got to play Riley Leonard. That's why I said, hey, maybe you think outside the box and sub in Anthony Richardson, Riley Leonard, and some other situation.
My thing simply is if Phillip Rivers' limitations cause you to have to be underneath, that sort of a vanilla offense, you might as well go with the guy that's going to be here long term for you, beyond this year for you. Is my point. But I get that they weren't going to do that.
There was zero way they're going to do that too, and we'll see where Anthony Richardson is. We'll see if they have any inclination to play Anthony Richardson, although I think we all are under the impression that he's going to be back next year, right, as a part of the quarterback trio. But, yeah, so many people thought that Rivers wasn't going to start, and there's zero way he was going to come out of retirement, set back the clock 5 years, and get one start and be done with it. No.
All right. J&V is up next. He will bring you home. Big show lined up, I assume, John, right?
I think so. We'll find out here in just a second.
All right, J&V is up next. I will be back with you at noon tomorrow. Thanks again to Bob Kravitz. Thanks to Mike Chappell, Don Fisher as well, and Kurt Geralds. We'll be back with you at noon tomorrow, and I thank you for listening to Query and Company.
The Ride with JMV.
There's a flag on the play, and Daniel Jones is down. Daniel Jones can't even make it over to the sideline.
We've been screwed for so long. I mean, it's almost like it's just another layer of screwing. The Colts at some point are going to win.